Foreign countries that have been ripping us off for years are ecstatic. They're so happy. And they're dancing in the streets, but they won't be dancing for long. That I can assure you.
Y así es, chavitos, brothers y brothercitas, el presidente está lo que le sigue de enojado por esto que le acaban de hacer a sus tarifas, a sus aranceles. La Suprema Corte los acaba de suspender, no puede usarlos más, no puede poner más aranceles. Es una decisión que va en contra de Estados Unidos, brothers, y el presidente está enfurecido y acaba de salir a hablar. Vamos a ver qué dice.
The Supreme Court's ruling on tariffs is deeply disappointing, and I'm ashamed of certain members of the court, absolutely ashamed, for not having the courage to do what's right for our country. I'd like to thank and congratulate Justices Thomas, Alito, and Kavanaugh for their strength and wisdom.
Esos tres jueces que acaba de mencionar son los únicos tres que votaron a favor. El voto fue 6 contra 3. Los otros 6, unas ratitas de dos patas, votando en contra del presidente y del futuro de Estados Unidos, brothers. Hubo un presidente en los 40, si no me equivoco, que literalmente gobernó Estados Unidos usando aranceles y tarifas a todos los países, brothers. Y era la época en la que Estados Unidos era pues súper próspero económicamente. No sé por qué ahora los de la Suprema Corte están tratando de quitar este derecho y el poder que tiene el presidente de poder imponer ese tipo de aranceles.
And love of our country, which is right now very proud of those justices. When you read the dissenting opinions, there's no way that anyone can argue against them. There's no way. Foreign countries that have been ripping us off for years are ecstatic. They're so happy. And they're dancing in the streets, but they won't be dancing for long. That I can assure you.
Claro, imagínense los países como México, como China, como Canadá, como Europa, brothers, que nos estaban estafando y nuestros productos americanos no entraban a esos países para competir con los de ellos porque nos ponían aranceles altísimos, hasta que Trump dijo, se acabó, les voy a poner los mismos aranceles que ustedes nos ponen y si no les gusta, bajen los aranceles para que podamos entrar a sus mercados. Justamente eso fue lo que pasó. Estos países van a estar felices bailando, pero dice Trump que su baile y su goce no va a durar por mucho.
The Democrats on the court are thrilled, but they will automatically vote no. They're an automatic no, just like in Congress. They're an automatic no.
Es lo que está diciendo que si porque ahora el Congreso es el que tiene que decidir, y cuando digo Congreso me refiero al Senado, al Congreso, que decidan si se puede hacer aranceles, son los que tienen que tomar la decisión por ley, y obviamente no tenemos los votos en el Senado, que deben ser 60 para que esta ley pase. Solamente somos 52 republicanos en el Senado y faltan 8 votos demócratas que nunca nos los van a dar, es lo que está diciendo.
They're against anything that makes America strong, healthy, and great again. They also are a, frankly, disgrace to our nation, those justices. They're an automatic no matter how good a case you have. It's a no. But you can't knock their loyalty. It's one thing you can do with some of our people. Others think they're being politically correct, which has happened before far too often with certain members of this court, and it's happened so often with this court. What a shame. Having to do with voting in particular, when in fact they're just being fools and lapdogs for the rhinos and the radical left Democrats, and not that this should have anything at all to do with it. They're very unpatriotic and disloyal to our Constitution. It's my opinion that the court has been swayed by foreign interests and a political movement that is far smaller than people would ever think. It's a small movement. I won by millions of votes. We won in a landslide. With all the cheating that went on, there was a lot of it, but we still won in a landslide. Too big to rig. But these people are obnoxious, ignorant, and loud. They're very loud. And I think certain justices are afraid of that. They don't want to do the right thing. They're afraid of it. This was an important case to me. more as a symbol of economic national security, and also, I would say, just for our country itself, so important, because we're doing so well as a country. We've never done so well. The good news is that there are methods, practices, statutes, and authorities, as recognized by the entire court in this terrible decision, and also as recognized by Congress, which they refer to, that are even stronger than the IEEPA tariffs available to me as President of the United States. And in actuality, I was very modest in my ask of other countries and businesses because I wanted to do, and it's very important, I wanted to be very well behaved because I wanted to do anything, I didn't want to do anything that would affect the decision of the court, because I understand the court. I understand how they are very easily swayed. I want to be a good boy. I have very effectively utilized tariffs over the past year to make America great again. Our stock market has just recently broken 50,000 on the Dow, and simultaneously, and even more amazingly, broken 7,000 on the S&P, two numbers that everybody thought upon our landslide election victory could not be attained. Think of that. Nobody thought it was possible to do it within 4 years, and we did it in 1 year. They said, you'll never be able, you'll go back and you read the geniuses, read their statements, all of the Nobel Prize winners in economics. They said, no, you couldn't do it in 4 years. Well, we didn't do it in 4 years. We did it in 1 year. We broke every record in the book, and we're continuing to do so. Tariffs have likewise been used to end 5 of the 8 wars that I settled. I settled 8 wars, whether you like it or not, including India, Pakistan, big ones, nuclear, could have been nuclear. Prime Minister of Pakistan said yesterday at the great meeting that we had, the Peace Board, he said yesterday that President Trump could have saved 35 million lives by getting us to stop fighting. They were getting ready to do some bad things. But they've given us great national security, these tariffs have. And together with our strong borders, reduced fentanyl coming into our country by 30%. When I use them as a penalty against countries illegally sending this poison into our country to poison our youth. All of those tariffs remain. They all remain. I don't know if you know that or not.
Fíjense lo que está diciendo. Esas tarifas aranceles que está mencionando que le puso a México, a Canadá, que si seguía pasando el FENTA iba a poner aranceles, todas esas tarifas se van a quedar, no las puede quitar la Suprema Corte.
They all remain. We're still getting them, and we will after the decision. I guess there's nobody left to appeal to. But again, those 3 people, such respect. I've had a lot of respect for them anyway, but such great respect. But other alternatives will now be used to replace the ones that the court incorrectly rejected. We have alternatives, great alternatives. Could be more money. We'll take in more money, and we'll be a lot stronger for it. We're taking in hundreds of billions of dollars. We'll continue to do so.
133 billones de dólares colectados por las tarifas o aranceles de Trump. Y obviamente, a lo mejor podría ser, que no creo que pase porque va a salir con otra medida Trump. Los otros países podrían pedir que se les regresara el dinero, lo cual obviamente no lo van a hacer, pero lo podrían hacer.
To show you how ridiculous the opinion is, however, the court said that I'm not allowed to charge even $1. I can't charge $1. Can't charge $1. I would have used 1 penny, but we don't make the pennies anymore. We save money. Can't charge $1 to any country under IEEPA. Not $1. I assume to protect other countries. This must have been done to protect those other countries, certainly not the United States of America.
Y eso es lo que yo no entiendo. ¿Cómo la Constitución la pueden utilizar para defender a otros países y no a nuestro país, que es el que creó esa Constitución?
Which they should be interested in protecting. That's what they're supposed to be protecting. But I am allowed to cut off any and all trade or business with that same country. In other words, I can destroy the trade. I can destroy the country. I'm even allowed to impose a foreign country destroying embargo. I can embargo. I can do anything I want, but I can't charge $1. Because that's not what it says. And that's not the way it even reads. I can do anything I want to do to them, but I can't charge any money. So I'm allowed to destroy the country, but I can't charge them a little fee. I could give them a little 2-cent fee, but I cannot charge under any circumstances. I cannot charge them anything. Think of that. How ridiculous is that? I'm allowed to embargo them. I'm allowed to tell them you can't do business in the United States anymore. We want you out of here. But if I want to charge them $10, I can't do that. It's incorrect. Their decision's incorrect. But it doesn't
Así de ridícula es la ley, brothers. Hijo de la...
matter because
De hecho, vayan a ver el video anterior a este donde puse al hijo de la chintola abogado junto con su socia, que fueron los que metieron la demanda y la llevaron hasta la Suprema Corte y que ganaron. Si esos tipos quisieran ser héroes de verdad en el mundo y en Estados Unidos, deberían de irse a defender a las víctimas de Epstein. Ir a agarrar a toda esa élite de millonarios que se comen bebés, que se tragan la sangre, que le hacen cosas horribles a las mujeres y a los niños. Eso sí los haría héroes, no esto, que va a favor del país, caray.
very powerful alternatives that have been approved by this decision. You know, they've been approved by the decision for those that thought they had us. And they're saying that I have the absolute right to license, but not the right to charge a license fee. So think of that. I have the right to license, which is a very powerful word. In many ways, license is more powerful than tariffs. In fact, I was thinking about using it. But they came up with the idea that I can license, just like the people that were opposing me told them to do, but not the right to charge a license fee. Think of that. Who ever heard of such a thing? What license has ever been issued without the right to charge a fee? You get a license, you charge a fee. It's automatic, but not with this court. But now the court has given me the unquestioned right to ban all sorts of things from coming into our country, to destroy foreign countries, but a much more powerful right than many people ever thought we even had, but not the right to charge a fee. How crazy is that?
Y lo va a hacer y ojalá lo haga Trump porque, como lo dijo, estos países estaban felices de que la Suprema Corte no le da permiso a Trump de usar los aranceles o tarifas. Trump tiene derecho, ya lo dijo, brothers, de usar otras medidas que pueden ser todavía más poderosas que los aranceles o las tarifas. Así que esto no ha terminado. Vamos a dar a conocer lo que va a usar. Lo padre es que como buen jefe y buen líder sale inmediatamente después de la decisión de la Suprema Corte y dice lo que va a hacer. Dice que hay opciones. Ahora sí que aquí como que dice, tranquilo, Cirilo, que aquí no pasa nada. Déjenme saber qué piensan en los comentarios, chavitos. Yo los leo. Por favor, suscríbanse para seguir despertando zombies. Caen un chorro. Suscríbanse, hagamos el canal más grande y no se les olvide que los amo. ¡Mua!